Do you ever lie awake at night, wondering what come after your last breath? This silence, this great unknown, it is a fear that touche every heart. Understand this deep-seated anxiety. But what if told you there is no silence? What if that void you fear is actually filled with sound? A révélation was given to Saint Carlo Acutis about this very mystery, and he must share it now. We are going to explore the first 7 days of the soul after it leaves the body, not what it sees, but what it hears. This is the secret that change how you live your life today. Believe this. Your fear is valid. The world teaches you to fear our ending, a final jugement, or a complete nothingness. But this is a distortion, a shadow designed to keep you from your to peace and purpose. Stay with me, because today will reveal the 3 sounds the soul encounters in that first week. This is not philosophy, it is a spiritual truth shown to me. It will bring you immense comfort. This knowledge is not meant to scare you. It is a care to unlocking a life free from the paralysie of death's shadow, a life lived with intention, with real joy, and our eternal perspective. Because what you do today, the way you love, the way you pay, the way you choose, it creates our echo that you yourself will hear. This is the great secret of our eternal destiny. Listen. The world tells you to fear a great void, but I am here to tell you that what I wear is not a void, but a symphony, a divine melody that your soul has been preparing to hear since you were born. The most beautiful part of this révélation is this. You can learn to tune your soul to this heavenly music right now. Today, you do not have to wait, lost in anxiety, for your very last moment. So take a deep breath, clear your mind, and open your heart to this profound truth. The fear you feel is about to be transformed into joyful expectation. Are you ready to hear this symphony? Before we proceed, I ask for one small act of faith. This is not for me, but for you. A conscious choice to open your spiritual ears and truly listen to what heaven wants you to know this very day. Go to the comma right now and write these simple but powerful words. I choose to listen. This is your déclaration, a signal to your own soul that you are ready to move beyond fear and to peace. This is more than a comma on a screen. It is a paye, an act of will that tells God you are turning your attention toward Him, seeking His divine melody in the noirs and silence of this world. Each letter you type is a step away from the paralyzing fear of the unknown. It is our act of defiance against the lie that you will face our empty void. You are choosing to believe in the symphony. And while you are there, I invite you to leave your greatest question about what comes next. What is the one doubt that troubles your heart the most? Do not be afraid to ask it. Share it with me. I want you to know that your voice is not lost in the digital space. I read these commands. Your anguish and your opmate, they are heard, and they become part of me own paye for you. Be doing this, you join a community of soul all seeking the same comfort. You will see you are not alone in your anxiety. We are all on this path together, learning to hear heaven's song. Think of your commun as the first note of a new composition for your soul, a note of hope, of courage, and of trust. It is the beginning of tuning your life to the frequency of eternal love. This step is essential. The révélation I am about to share requiert an open and willing heart. Your participation prepare the swell of your soul to receive this sacred seed of divine knowledge. So please pause and do this now. Right, I choose to listen. Let this be your firm commitment to this journey. It is the care that will unlock the door to the peace you have been searching for. To understand this symphony, we must look to a soul who lived entirely within its melody. Saint Francis of Assisi. He knew the secret of listening, a wisdom he did not learn from any books. Francis understood that all of creation is constantly speaking of God. Every bird's song, every rustle of the leaves was a note in this composition, a purview of heaven's own musique. He did not just hear this with his ears, he heard it with his soul. This is the same type of hearing that your own soul will experience in those first 7 days after you have passed away. There is a story, a simple one. Francis once found a flock of birds, all chirping in a chaotic frenzy. They were making noise, but they were not creating any tuy or harmonie musique. He didn't silence them. Instead, he began to speak to them of God's love. He shared the beauty of the Creator who gave them feathers, flight, and a voice to ease in glorieux pays. As he spoke, their frantic chirping began to change. It softened, it found a rhythm. The chaos was transformed into a chorus, a unified hymn of pays that rose up to the very heavens. What did Francis do? He did not teach them a new song. He simply reminded them of the song they were created to sing. He tuned them back to their divine purpose, their original melody. This is the parable of your own soul. Right now, your anxiety and your worldly fears are like that chaotic noise. It is a distraction from the tuy and beautiful song you were made for. Francis's authority came from this truth. He lived his entire life tuning his soul. He practiced hearing the voice of God in the smallest of things, from the sun to the smallest worm. This is why he was not afraid. This is why he could welcome sister death with a song or his leap. He knew he was not heading toward silence, but toward the full orchestra of God. He had already heard the prelude. His life of payer, his love for the poor, and his connexion to creation were his daily practice of listening to the eternal symphony of true love. The world saw a poor man in Hag, but heaven saw a maestro of the soul, a spirit perfectly attuned to the frequency of divine grace. He heard what others could not, even while on earth. He proved that the barrier between this world's noise and heaven's musique is thinner than you think. It is not a wall of death, but a veil of distraction that you can learn to pass. His example is our proof. It is our assurance that what I am sharing with you is not a fantasy, but a spiritual reality that a human soul can indeed fully experience in their lifetime. He teaches us that listening is our active choice, not a passive stat. It requires us to quiet the ego, the lobo de guibio within, which only howls with its own fear and its danger. When you silence that inner wolf of anxiety, you begin to hear something else, a gentle melody, the first note of the symphony that will greet you when your journée here is finally dawn. This is the authority I bring to you today, the wisdom of Saint Francis, confirmed to me in a vision, to guide you out of the darkness of the fear of nothingness and enter the great light. You do not need to be a great saint like him to begin this journée. You only need the willingness you just declared in the command, the desire to tune your heart to a much eager call. His life is the testam. He is the evidence that a soul attuned to God does not fear the transition, but embrace it as a homecoming, a return to the source of all the beautiful musique. Now that you understand this possibility, pouvez be a great saint. Are you ready to learn the first sound, the first voice your soul will hear? Let us proceed to the great révélation itself. The first sound is not a thunderous boom or a judge's gavel. It is a whisper, the most profound and gentle whisper your soul has ever known, a sound that feels like your own origin. It is the voice of God, not a voice of condemnation, but the voice of the Creator who knew you before you were formed, the very first sound that willed your entire being into existence. This is the sound of pure, unconditional love, a frequency so perfect it realigns every broken part of your soul. It does not speak in words, but in the langage of total acceptance. In this sound, you understand everything, not with your mind, but with your heart. Every prayer, every tear, every unanswered question finds its purpose in this melody of divine love. This voice doesn't list your failure. It sings of your triumph, no matter how small. It highlights every single moment you showed love, every time you reflected his light on earth. Imagine your entire life story, but narrated by mercy itself. Every moment of suffering is revealed as a den grâce. Every mistake is shown as our opportunity for conversion he gave. The fear of jugement simply dissolve in this sound. It is not un accusation, but un embrasse. It is the sound of your true name being spoken, the one only God knows and holds dear. This is the ultimate validation. The sound say, you were loved, you are loved, you will always be loved. It is the sound of finally, truly, and completely coming on to your Father. This is the sound your soul has been longing to hear your entière earthly existence. The care ash in your heart was always a homesickness for this specific, beautiful, and eternal melody. It is the sound of mercy washing over every memory, every regret, and every single fear you ever held. You are not defined by your sin, but by his infinite and overwhelming love for you. Then a second sound begins to weave itself into this divine whisper. It heaves from the earth you have just left behind. It is a chœur of love, tangible and incredibly powerful. It is the sound of paye, the paye of your family, your friend, and even stranger offered for the repose of your soul. They are not lost in the void. They reach you directly. Every rosary, every mass intention, every paye whispered in a lonely room for you becomes a knot in this second melody. It is a shield, a comfort, and a testament to love. This sound prove that the bond of love is not broken by death. It is a page of light that connect you to those who still walk the earth, a symphony of the communion of sang. You will hear not just the words of their paye, but the love in their hearts that give those words their true power. This is why we must pay for the dead. Our love helps them. This sound is a powerful chœur that helps guide your soul toward the full light of God's presence. Each paye is a gentle push forward, a drop of water on a soul that thirsts. You will realize that you are not forgotten. Your life had meaning. The love you gave in your life is now returning to you, amplified by the faith and charity of those you have left. This is the sound of your legacy of love, the music of the family you built and the friendships you nurtured. It is the proof that a life given away in love is never, ever lost. This chorus of earthly paye combat any lingering feeling of loneliness or isolation. You will see that you are not alone on this journey. You are carried by the church, both on earth and in heaven. And these payes give you strength for what you must hear next. They surround you with grace as you prepare to encounter the third and most personal sound of all, a sound of your own making. This third sound is the echo of your own life. It is the music that your soul composed during its time on earth. It is not a memory, but a living, vibrating reality you now experience. Every choice you ever made, every word you spoke, every action you took or failed to take, each one was a knot. And now, for the first time, you hear the full composition of your life. This is not a punition. It is the ultimate revelation of the self. You finally hear your own song as God has always heard it, a symphony of grace or a cacophony of selfish choice. Our act of sacred charity, it is a soaring, beautiful crescendo, a harsh word spoken in ange. It is a jarring, painful dissonance that you can feel in the very core of your being. A moment of pure forgiveness offered to another. It is a harmonieux chant that résonate with the love of God himself. The refusal to forgive, it is a seal, un petit space in the musique. This is the très particular jugement. It is not a sentence handed down by un angry God. It is you, finally hearing the truth of the song you chose to write with your own free will. You will hear the warmth in your voice when you comforted someone who was grieving. That sound is a beautiful harmony that brings you peace and consolation in that very moment. You will hear the cold silence when you walked past someone in need, pretending not to see them. That silence is not empty, it is a painful void, a knot that should have been there. The moment you chose humility over pride, service over self, and truth over comfort. These are the most beautiful passages in your soul's symphony. They shine with heavenly light. This is the great secret. Your life is a rehearsal. Right now, today, You are composing the musique that your soul will hear in those first 7 days. You are the composé of your eternity. The three sounds then begin to merge into one. The infinite love of God, the supportive payer from earth, and the melody of your own choix. They combine into a single final chant. This chant defines your stat. Is it a chant of perfect harmony, ready to jouer the choix of heaven? Or is it a chant of dissonance, still longing for purification and resolution? This is the reality. A soul that composed a life of love hears a symphony that blends perfectly with God's voice. It is a seamless transition into the eternal peace of heaven. A soul that lived in discord, a song of selfishness and enjeu, will hear that same discord, and it will clash painfully against the pure sound of God's perfect and unconditional love. That clash, that perfide dissonance, is the sound of purgatory. It is the soul's own recognition of its need to be purified, to be attuned to the care of heaven before it can enter. The soul itself longs for this purification. It cannot bear its own dissonance in the presence of such perfect harmony. It desires to be made clean, to have its song made right again. And the payer from earth, they act as a soothing balm. They help to resolve the dissonance not more quickly. They are an act of mercy that accelerate this process of purification. So you see, the void you fear does not exist. There is only this musique, the musique of God's love, the musique of our love for each other, and the musique of the life you are writing now. The fear of the unknown is now replaced by the profound responsibility of the known. You are not a passive victim awaiting a sentence. You are an active composé creating your own song. This revelation is not meant to cause you fear, but to empower you, to awaken you to the immense importance of every small choice you make today, every note you add to your song. You can change your musique at any moment. You can add a new note of forgiveness right now. You can compose a passage of charity this afternoon. You can decide to live in harmony. Think of the Eucharist. It is the most powerful way to attune your soul to heaven's song. When you receive Jesus, you are receiving the divine melody into the very core of your being. Every time you go to confession, you are erasing the most perfide dissonant note from your composition. You are allowing the divine maestro to correct your song with his mercy. Do you understand the power you hold? Your free will is the conductor's baton. With it, you choose the note. You choose whether to follow the divine composition or create your own. The great saints, like Francis, simply learned to listen to God's melody while here on earth. They practiced their part every day, so their transition was simply joining the full orchestra. They lived their lives as a constant payer, a song of praise. Their choix, their action, their very being became a beautiful hymn that was ready to be heard in its full glory. This is the secret was shown. Death is not our end. It is a moment of perfect listening, a moment where the soul finally hears the full and unfiltered truth of what it truly is. So the most important question is not what will happen when you die. The most important question is this: what song are you composing with your life right now in this very moment? Your life is not a waiting room for death. It is the composition hall. It is the sacred space where you prepare the musique that will define your eternity. Do not waste a single note. The world teaches that jugement is a courtroom, a fearsome juge, a list of your sins. This is not the truth. The reality is far more intimate, more personnel, and far more profound for you. There is no external accusé. The only voice you hear, besides God's and the payer for you, is your own, the echo of the life you yourself chose to compose. You are the one witness. You are not condemned by a divine decree. You simply come to understand the musique you have made. You experience the truth of its beauty or the perfide reality of its lack of any harmony. This is not about sham. It is about truth. A moment of perfect clarity where all illusions fall away and your soul sees itself, hears itself, as it truly is in the presence of God's love. So release the fear of a cosmic trial. Instead, embrace the responsibility of the composé. Every day is a chance to write a passage of beauty that will echo for all of eternity now. Many think heaven is a prize you win for good behavior, a golden city you enter as a reward. This view is small. Heaven is not a place you go to, but a state you become one with. Heaven is the experience of your own soul's song being in perfect, blissful harmony with the symphony of God's infinite love. It is a resonance of pure joy, a finale union in sound. You do not earn it like a vage. You prepare for it, be practicing its melody here on earth. Be choosing love, you are learning the very note of the song that is sung in heaven always. It is not our escape from life, but the full theme of it. The moment your personnel composition finally finds its perfect place within the grand orchestre of the communion of all saints. This is why saints feel joy in suffering. They know even a pain feel not, when offered in love to God, can be transformed into a beautiful and a whack shot within their finale symphony. And what of hell? The world paints it as a dungeon of fear, created by a vengeful God. This is a story born of fear, not a revelation born of love. God does not send anyone there. Hell is the soul's own finale, definitive choice. It is the soul hearing its own song of dissonance and pain, and choosing it over the harmony of God's love. It is a free choice. It is the tragic state of a soul that has become so deaf to love that it parfait the noise of its own ego to the beautiful musique of redemption. It is the ultimate act of your free will. Imagine a sound so ugly it cannot bear the presence of beauty. That is the soul in hell. It flees from the light and love of God because the contrast is too painful to ever endure. God's mercy is a constant, flowing rivière of musique. Hell is the choice to build a dam of pain around your soul, refusing to let even a single drop of that beautiful sound ever come in. People imagine purgatory as a spiritual jail, a place of punition. This is also a distortion. It is not a prison, but a workshop, a divine studio for the soul's finale tuning. The soul in purgatory desires this process. It has heard its own dissonance against God's love and yearns to be purified, to have its wrong not corrected and its song made whole. It is a fear, yes, but the fear of a goldsmith burning away the impurity. It is the fear of intense love, a love so pure it cleanses everything it touches, making it perfect. The payer from earth are like a cooling balm or this process. They are a loving arm that helps the divine maestro attune the soul's strings more gently and more quickly or its path. Do not fear purgatory. See it as the ultimate act of God's mercy, a finale chance for the song of your life to be perfected before it joins the eternal choir of heaven. It is a gift. You are taught to fear God, to walk on eggshells, afraid of his anger and his judgment. But this is the fear of a slave, not the love of a son or a daughter. This is a grave error. The only fear we should have is a profound awe, the awe of standing before a love so immense, so pure, that our own smallness and imperfection become startlingly clear in its light. It is the fear of dissonating in the presence of a perfect symphony, the fear of disappointing someone you love beyond all measure, not the fear of a tyrant's punition and his act. God does not watch you from above, waiting for you to make a mistake. He walks beside you, humming the melody you are meant to learn, hoping you will choose to listen and sing along. Replace your fear with reverence. Replace your anxiety with awe. See him not as a judge to be feared, but as the composer whose masterpiece you are honored and invited to be a part of. You might think that your salvation is a checklist. Do this, don't do that. Give this much to charity. Attend mass this many times. This is spiritual accounting, not a real living faith. Your good deeds are not where you is to purchase entry into heaven. Each act of love is a beautiful note you add to your soul's song. It is the musique itself, not the ticket piece. Un act of charity done without love is un empty sound, a technically correct knot with no heart. It has no résonance in eternity. The intention behind the knot is what matters most. Conversely, a small act of kindness done with great love can be a soaring crescendo in your symphony. A simple smile, a moment of patience, a whispered paye for another person. Stop counting your deeds. Start focusing on the love with which you do them. Are you adding not of genuine love, or just going through the motion to fill a sealed composition? Say is not merely breaking a rule from a book. This is a child's understanding. A say is a conçu choix to add un église, jarring, dissonant not to the song of your own soul. It is an act of spiritual vandalism on your own composition. You willingly choose a sound that clash with the beauty of God's love and the harmony He intended for your entire being. When you say, you are the one who suffit most, you are the one who must live with the dissonance in your soul, it creates un écho that separates you from peace and from God. Confession is the incredible gift of allowing the divine composé to reach into your score, it has that église not, and write a shower of mercy in its place. It is a musical healing. Do not see ça as a list of prohibitions. See it as a choix between beauty and ugliness, harmony and chaos, love and selfishness. Which music do you truly want to create with life? The world treats death as a final curtain call, an abrupt end, a switch being flipped into darkness. This is the ultimate illusion, the lie that fuel all of your deepest anxiety. Death is not a stop. It is a transition. It is like moving from a rehearsal room full of echoes and distractions into the perfect acoustique of the grand concert hall of all truth. Here on earth, you hear your song imperfectly. It is muffled by the noise of the world, your ego, and your fears. After death, you finally hear it in its pure, unfiltered form. It is a moment of awakening, not of sleeping. The most alive you will ever be. A moment where you are more yourself than ever before, stripped of all masks and all self-deception. So do not live as if you are running out of time. Live as if you are constantly composing. Each moment is a chance to add a note that will make your final performance more beautiful. You think of the afterlife as something that starts when your heart stops. A distant reality you only need to worry about when you are old. This is a dangereux and common delusion. Your eternal life has already begun. The music you are composing now is the overture to your symphony. The note you play today will set the theme for the entire piece you will hear. Eternity is not an endless line of time. It is a state of being. You are building your eternal state right now with every choix, every paye, and every act of love you perform. The peace of heaven or the chaos of a selfish life can be experienced in glimpses. Even now, you are practicing your eternity with every moment. You are living in the prelude to it. Do not postpone your conversion. Do not say someday. The composition is happening now. The orchestra is playing. Pick up your instrument and add a note of beauty to the song today. A deep fear is that you will face this transition alone, that you will be isolated in the moment of your passing. But the truth is, you are never less alone than you are in that moment. You are maybe the music of God's love. You are maybe the symphony of paye from those who love you. You are maybe the truth of your own life, which has been your companion always. You will be maybe the blessed Mother, Mary, and the entire host of heaven, who have been cheering for you, praying for you, and waiting to welcome you into the full heavenly choir. The saints are not distant figures in stained glass. They are the lead musicians in the orchestra, and they are eager to help you find your place and your harmony within that sound. You are part of a cosmic family, a symphony of soul united in love. Death is not a lonely journée into the void, but a long-awaited homecoming to the heart of this divine family. So how do you begin composing this heavenly song today? The plan is simple. It does not require you to retreat from the world. It requires you to sanctify it, not be beautiful not. E will give you 3 daily practice. Think of them as your musical scale, the training that tunes your ear and strengthens your finge for the great composition of your own soul. This is not a burden I am adding to your life. It is a care I am giving you to unlock the musique that is already there, hidden beneath the noise of your anxiety and daily fears. Embrace these actions not as corps, but as act of love. Each one is a conversation with the divine composé, a chance to align your will with his perfect and loving melody. Let us begin with the very first note you should compose each day, the one that set the tone for everything that will follow. It is the most important note of your daily life. This is the morning dedication. Before your feet touch the floor, before the world hush in, your first conscious thought must be a note of offering to God, the source of all life. It can be a simple prayer. Me Lord, I offer you this day. May every beat of me heart and every thought in me mind be a note of love for you, a song of praise to your name. You are giving God the conductor's baton for your day. You are saying, not me song, but your song be composed through me today. This is our act of profound and true humility. This simple act set the cannot. It declares that your day will be a sacred composition, not a chaotic série of random events. It gives your entire day a holy purpose. Imagine a great orchestra. Before they play, one instrument sounds a single, perfect note, the A, and every other instrument tunes itself to that one pure, perfect sound. Your morning offering is that tuning note for your soul. You are tuning your will, your mind, and your heart to the perfect pitch of God's own divine and unconditional love. This practice protects you. When the dissonant note of temptation or despair try to enter your day, you will be more attuned to their ugliness. You will ease them sooner. They will clash against the pure cannot you set in the morning. This gives you the strength and clarity to reject them and choose a knot of grâce and virtù in its place. Do this even when you are tired. Do this especially when you feel anxious. The weaker you feel, the more you need to surrender the baton to the maestro at the start of the day. This is not about the words you say. It is about the intention in your heart. A seal offering, a glass toward a crucifix, can be the most beautiful opening knot of them all. This first act of the will orient your entire being. It turns you away from the mirror of the self and toward the window of the divine. It is a choice for God over ego. Over time, this practice becomes effortless, like breathing. Your soul will naturally begin its day with this knot of love, this beautiful and sacred dedication of your very life. It is the difference between waking up to serve your own anxiety and waking up to participate in the salvation of the world. Your day gains un éternel, cosmic significance. You are no longer just going to work or doing corps. You are composing a hymn. Every small action becomes a part of this sacred musique offered back to the Creator of all. This is the first step, the simple, powerful act of setting your intention, your cannot, for the day. Now, let us learn how to listen to the musique you compose during it. The second practice is the evening examination, but do not think of it as a list of four. Think of it as listening to the recording of your day's rehearsal with the maestro. At the end of your day, find a quiet moment. Ask the Holy Spirit, the divine listener, to help you hear the song you composed over the last several hours with a true ear. First, listen for the beautiful note. Where did you harmonize with God's will? Apply those moments of charity, patience, or forgiveness. Give thanks for them. Savour them. This is not pride, it is gratitude. You are acknowledging the moment when grace worked through you, when you allowed God to compose a beautiful passage with your own life. These moments of harmony are your strengths. Recognizing them helps you understand the kind of musique your soul is naturally inclined to make when it is aligned with its creator. Then with the same loving honesty, listen for the dissonance, the jarring note. Where did you fall out of tune? A moment of enjeu, a selfish choice, a failure to love. Do not listen with shame or despair. That is the voice of the accusé. Listen with the ear of a musicien who wants to improve, who wants to play the pièce more beautifully. See the dissonance for what it is. A mistake in the performance, not a flaw in your identity as a beloved shield of God. It is a knot that can be corrected in the future. For each painful knot, ask for God's mercy. Imagine his arm reaching out to your musical score, not to tear it up, but to gently erase the error and write in a knot of grace. This is the essence of contrition. It is not self-hatred. It is a musician's sorrow for playing a wrong note and a deep desire to play it correctly the next time it comes. This practice tears your spiritual ear. You become more sensitive to the music you are making in real time. You start to catch the dissonance before you even play them. You will start to notice, during your day, this schwas will create a harmony, or this word will create a jarring sound. Your conscience becomes a finely tuned instrument. This is not about becoming perfect overnight. It is about becoming a more conscieux composé, a musicien who truly cares about the beauty of the musique they create in the world. This examination is our act of profound intimacy with God. You are inviting him into your rehearsal space, showing him your struggles, and asking for his divine instruction. He is not a harsh critique. He is the most patient and loving teacher. He has joie in your desire to learn, to grow, and to create a song that is worthy of his great love. End this time with our act of contrition. It is the final show of your day's musique, a show of humility and trust that resolve all the remaining dissonance into God's mercy. Then make a firm resolution for the next day. Choose one specific dissonance you noticed and plan how you will play a beautiful, harmonieux note in its place when tested. Perhaps it is a note of patience instead of enjeu, or a note of generosity instead of selfishness. This makes your spiritual progress practical and focused, one note at a time. This daily listening session transforms your life from a série of accidents into a conçu work of art, a symphony in progress, co-composed with God himself. It is powerful. You have the opening note and the closing review. Now, let us discuss the most powerful tool for keeping your instrument in tune throughout the entire performance, your whole life. The third practice is the Eucharistic heart. The Holy Eucharist is the divine tuning fork for your soul. It contains the perfect pitch of God's love, Jesus Christ himself, in it. When you spend time in adoration, you are simply sitting in the presence of this perfect note. You are allowing its vibration of pure love to resonate within your entire being. You do not need to say many words, just be pause. Allow your soul's instrument to be silently attuned by the presence of the maestro or the altar. It is a passive healing. The anxiety and dissonance of the world are slowly calmed and corrected by this divine frequency. It is like placing a vibrating tuning fork on a string that is out of tune. The string will naturally begin to vibrate at the correct pitch. Your soul, in the presence of the Eucharist, will naturally begin to resonate with the harmony of heaven itself. Then, in Holy Communion, you do something even more profound. You receive the divine tuning fork into yourself. You take the perfect note of Jesus into the core of your being. For those few précieux moments after receiving communion, your soul is in the most perfect harmony it can ever achieve on this earth. You are one with the song of God himself. This is why the Eucharist is the source and summit of our faith. It is the ultimate act of attunement. It is God himself recalibrating your soul to the care of eternal love. Make a visit to the Blessed Sacrament whenever you can, even for just 5 minutes. See in silence. Let him tune your heart. This will do more for you than all of anxious thought. Receive Holy Communion with a prepared heart, conscious of what you are doing. You are not just receiving bread, you are receiving the melody that your soul was created to sing. This practice strengthens you for your daily composition. It fills you with the grace you need to choose the harmonie note of virtu over the dissonant note of serre and fear. The serres were all deeply charistique soul for this very reason. They understood that to create heavenly musique, they needed to stay close to the source of that very musique. Your life will become a Eucharistique life. Each action will flow from that moment of communion, un echo of the divine song you received, now played out in the world today. This is the secret to composing a beautiful life. A daily dedication, a nightly review, and a constant return to the Eucharistique heart of Jésus, the tuning fork of your soul. This is the complete plan. It is simple enough for a child to understand, yet profound enough to transform a soul into a great saint. It is accessible to you right now. But be warned, this is not a magic formula. These practices are not spiritual pills you take to feel better instantly. They are the work of a life team, of a two musicians. You cannot simply perform these actions mechanically while continuing to live a life of selfishness, gossip, or materialism. The music must come from a sense and loving heart. There will be days when you play terribly, days when your morning note is flat and your evening review is full of dissonance. Do not despair. This is part of the process. A two musicien does not quit after one bad rehearsal. They pick up their instrument the next day with even more resolve and trust in their teacher. You must do the same thing. This is a journée of love, not a performance for applause. God is not looking for a perfect concert. He is looking for a loving heart that is willing to keep on practicing. This three-part plan is your framework. The morning dedication is your intention. The evening examination is your réflexion. The Eucharist is your constant source of inspiration. Together, they create a virtuous cycle. Your morning prière makes your day more harmonious. Your evening review makes you more aware. The Eucharist gives you strength for both. This is how you transform the fear of death into joyful expectation. You are no longer waiting for a verdict. You are actively, joyfully participating in composing the song. You will begin to hear the musique even now. You will feel the peace of a harmonieux chant in your soul after an act of love. You will feel the jarring pain of a selfish one. Your life takes on a new dimension. It is no longer a flat gray line marching toward the grave. It is a vibrant, colorful musical score, full of meaning and eternal beauty. This is the path to true peace, not the absence of problem, but the presence of a divine melody that plays beneath them all, a song of hope that can never be silenced. You hold the instrument in your arm. You have the musical score of the gospel, and you have the divine composer himself, waiting patiently to guide you through every measure. The only question left is, will you choose to play? Will you commit today to being a more conscious composer of your own eternal destiny? The choice is entirely yours to make. Do not be overwhelmed. Start with one thing, just the morning dedication tomorrow. Play that one not well, with love. The rest of the symphony will begin to follow from there. This is the plan of action that turns révélation into reality. It is the bridge from knowing the truth to living the truth. Now, let us prepare our hearts for the final blessing. My challenge to you now is simple, but it will change everything. It is a choice to stop being a listener of fear and become a composer of love. This is your moment. For the next 7 days, I challenge you to one thing, the morning dedication. Before you do anything else, offer your day to God, just this one single, perfect note. Do not feel overwhelmed by the rest. Just focus on this first act of trust. Let it be the keynote that tunes the rest of your day to the beautiful frequency of heaven. And I want you to return here. In 1 week, come back to the command and share the change you felt. Testify to the power of one small note played with great love. To accept this challenge, go to the command now and write, I will compose me song. This is your promise to your own soul, a déclaration of your artistique intention. You have received a message of profound hope. The fear of the void has been replaced by the promise of a symphony. This gift is not meant to end with you alone. Think of the soul you know who are trapped in the silence of anxiety. They live in fear of an ending, unaware of the musique that is waiting for them or the other side. So now become un instrument of his peace. Share this video with just one person who needs to hear this truth. Be the one who brings this révélation into their life. This act of sharing is a powerful knot of charity in your own song. It is a paye in motion, an echo of God's love that you choose to send out into the world. I am so grateful you have stayed with me on this journey and to the heart of this sacred mystery. Your willingness to listen is a sign of your great and enduring faith. Always remember the central truth. Peace is not found in fearing our end, but in composing a life of love. The instrument is in your heart. Start to play it today. You are not on this journey by yourself. I am praying for you and for the beautiful song your soul will create. Place your trust in the divine maestro's gentle arm. Your life is not a random series of events. It is a sacred composition, and every single moment matters live with this profound truth in your heart from now on. Your presence here is a work of grace. God guided you to this moment because he wants you to know your true worth as a composé of an eternal, beautiful symphony. Thank you for choosing to walk out of the shadow of fear and enter the light of joyful purpose. Your journée to peace begins now with a simple, conscious choice. Did you enjoy this video? Has this message touched your heart in a profound way today? I want to hear from you in the comments. Let us talk to one another there. From what city are you watching me right now? Let us build a community of composés, of souls seeking to create beauty for God. Your voice is so very important. If you feel this révélation was valuable, please share this video. Be our instrument of God's peace for someone you love, just as Saint Francis taught us all to be. Do not forget to subscribe for the next révélation. Remember, true peace is always closer than you think. It is just one single, conscious, and loving choice away. May the blessing of Saint Carlo Acutis be with you. Go forward and compose a beautiful song for the glory of God. Amen, always in his perfect peace. Amen.